Now, I have one dream, and that is to break the sound barrier one day. Yes, go supersonic, faster than the speed of sound, Mach 1. But everybody, for the most of us civilians, it seems impossible, because airliners that could fly supersonic, the Concorde, haven't been flying for over 21 years. But there's one plane that gives us a glimpse of hope. Everybody, yes, in today's video, we're going to talk about the Boom Overture airplane. Something we've done before. I mean, this airliner has been a concept since 2016. Quite a few airlines are interested in it for sure, because yes, indeed, this airplane can cruise at Mach 1.7. And they project a market of over 1,000 supersonic aircraft serving more than 600 viable routes, with plane tickets comparable to business class. It seems as though that this airplane design is able to fix the many issues that the Concorde had. And it seems quite a promising future. It seems like at one point in our lives, we'll be able to actually book a ticket and finally go supersonic again. The question is when. I mean, even Wikipedia is confused. It thinks that they're going to introduce the airplane before the first flight. How is that? Will United just have them on the ground? Also, this airplane that we can see right here, which is a simple flight simulator model, looks pretty bad. I mean, it's not very realistic at all. Why? Because they haven't built this plane yet. Instead, there is just vague concept designs of the airplane's renders. And yes, this plane has been announced almost 10 years ago, but I think it's good to give Boom some time. I don't want the plane to go boom. Am I right, Boeing? In all seriousness, no, this plane is a clean slate design with not only entirely new wing design, you know, this Delta wing looks like a fighter jet, but also, of course, quite a custom new cockpit. They can't just do it like Airbus and basically reuse their design of all their airplanes. Nope, this is a clean slate airplane, and actually this is the cockpit about how it's supposed to look like. Looks quite cozy for an airliner that's supposed to fit 60 to 80 passengers. But this surely will be interesting. We just need some patience. After all, the Concorde took 13 years to develop as well. But the big difference there was that this is a government-made airplane practically to compete with the Russians. You know, everyone wanted to make a supersonic airliner. The Russians did the Tupolev Tu-144. So there was the geopolitical competition there. On the other hand, Boom, which by the way is maybe not the best name for an airplane manufacturer. We'll get to the reason why they're called Boom later on though, of course, but this company's fully private. So I haven't talked about this thing in a while. It's been quite quiet. Because yes, this airliner is not even at all manufactured yet. But not too long ago, Boom flew their first airplane, the Boom XB-1 demonstrator, which flew last year and was meant to demonstrate what Boom's trying to do with this airliner, and that is create a supersonic plane without the boom. The supersonic boom, of course. But today we're going to do something very interesting. We're in the Microsoft Flight Simulator, and they just yesterday added some new activities. Who the f is interested in Stranger Things Flight Simulator? Why? I think they're trying to like boost their demographic group, but I'm like into realistic flight sim. Anyway, they also added the baby Boom, the XB-1, and I'm very interested in flying that. But this right here indeed is the XB-1, and as you can see, it's shaped kind of like an arrow, and the way it is designed is that it's supposed to follow the same algorithms of airflow as its big brother, the Airliner variant, so that it doesn't create a sonic boom indeed. And that was kind of the main problem of the Concorde, of course. The Concorde could not fly supersonic over land because windows would shatter. The supersonic boom is just incredibly loud, so airlines could really just fly over oceans with the Concorde properly. The boom could change that, perhaps, maybe. Anyway, so we are here in this cockpit. This is once again the demonstrator aircraft. This plane has 3 engines, which makes sense. I mean, after all, the Boom Overture will be the only new airplane in a long time to have 4 engines. Anyway, this is good. This plane flew for only a couple of times. This looks all right. But let's go ahead and take off. The engines are running already at full power, but there's something we can do here as well, and that is, yes, afterburners, ladies and gentlemen, and they do look very nice here in this plane. Why are we not moving? Wait, is the parking brake still set? Canopy, no. Landing gear lever, definitely not. Where the hell's the parking brake of this airplane? Help! I'm not able to find it at all. Where the hell's the parking brake on this plane? Maybe I should read like a manual or something, because we're not able to actually gain speed. We've got a caution light right here, similar to the ones that you can buy on my store. I would love to show it to you, but my brother stole it because he wanted it. This is not working. The parking brake is quite strong on this airplane. I just haven't found a way to... Alright, we're gonna die. Or we could, oh, never mind. We are caught, you know, we were kind of stalling. Oh, never mind. We are saving ourselves. We can put the goofiest landing gear in the world up like that. Let's do that. All right, landing gear coming up, and that is even a goofier movement. That doesn't matter because once the landing gear is up, this plane looks really cool to fly. Now we've got very small wings, kind of delta wing, which is the reason why we can do this. I must say, I mean, this is kind of like, oh my goodness, this is hard to fly. I mean, yeah, the main point of making this airplane was not to make a nice flying airplane, but to be able to make a plane that flies supersonic easily, and they have achieved with that. It's just that this airplane flies so badly. Oh my goodness. The augmented stability system is like definitely not great, especially when you compare it to fighter jets. Fighter jets are always super easy to fly. Either way, these engines right here are definitely not the engines that the Boom Overture will have, for they are the General Electric J85 engines, which are old and they've been built into like very light fighter aircraft for a really long time. But one very big difference to the Airliner variant of Boom will be that one won't have afterburners. This one has afterburners, and they burn fuel. We talked about that literally in my last video. The fact that you just burn fuel here in this nozzle and you have a fuel you use that's crazy, man. That's part of the reason why also the Concorde failed. It was so expensive to operate because it just burned fuel so much in comparison to the passengers it could carry. Now, will the Boom Overture, which it will be having slightly better fuel efficiency, be the most efficient airplane in the world? Definitely not. The Boom Overture is a plane that still requires an airline that isn't necessarily cheap, nor passengers that isn't really cheap. I mean, Boom expect that the Overture's fuel efficiency and the other operational costs will enable round-trip fares of approximately $5,000 for a recliner-style business class seat on the New York to London route, meaning that flying in this airplane will be exactly the price as flying business class on a normal subsonic airplane. Problem is that's completely unrealistic in my opinion. In fact, it's quite vague. I mean, let's imagine United Airlines has 35 of these airplanes, which is not many. Everyone is going to, of course, want to fly on them instead of paying $5,000 on a normal plane, which you would do anyway for a business class seat. That's not far more luxurious than this one. And because airlines prices is always dynamic, you know, the demand really does create the price here. The price is going to be a lot more than subsonic airplanes. I hope you guys kind of understand what I'm trying to say with this. I think this is really, really cool. I just don't think it's realistic that airlines are willing to sell tickets for an experience that's far better but costs them more money. You know. Anyway, we're flying the very poorly flying XB-1. Yep, not a good day to be a test pilot, but kudos to them, and we can fly very quickly. So far, we've used all our kinetic energy to climb. It's time to use it to go forward. We're at Mach 0.7, but we can quickly speed up. We're at Mach 0.9 now, by the way, at 35,000 feet, and we're about to reach the barrier of Mach 1, supersonicness. So let's go ahead and go in front of the airplane, mainly because we're gonna stop hearing sound in a second. Hold on. Yep, there we go. That just happened right there. Because of course we travel faster than sound. If we're in front of the airplane, sound won't travel to us fast enough. We go behind the plane, this is what it sounds like. Yeah. So yeah, the demonstrator works, but the good thing is, while this airplane isn't very quiet on the outside for sure, you will not have a proper sonic boom, or at least not as loud as you'd expect. So this airplane is actually quite alright, flying over land, even as the baby boom. That is great. Either way, let's go ahead and try to land the XB-1. Yeah, as we kind of figured, this airplane just, oh my god, I mean, just look at it. Look at how it flies, not necessarily well. Maybe it is the flight model of Microsoft Flight Sim. I do have to say, while this is kind of like a marketing stunt, I guess, for the airplane, they didn't really like perfectionate this through. For example, this airplane does not have a drag chute at all, so that's a bit of a shame. Either way, I really want to see that dorky landing gear touch down here at Gibraltar. By the way, this airplane does not feature flaps. Which is, I mean, the Concorde didn't have actual flaps either. All right, so let's go ahead and land this. This looks a little weird. Let me just try to hit the runway. At least we have a camera in front. That's good. We can see stuff. Let's go ahead and land. Oh my god. Okay, this plane is genuinely hard to land. That is absolutely incredible. But we're able to stop. That's a good start. Yes, wonderful. After all, the quite big elevator surface right here can be used quite well as a speed brake. So that is the new baby boom for the Microsoft Flight Sim. Definitely quite an interesting challenge. I haven't really been able to land it beautifully. And I'm very much interested in seeing what the Boom Overture future, you know, looks like. It's true, of course, though, this plane is obviously a little bit delayed. We already should have a 2025 overture unveiled. But we don't. After all, it takes a long time to even develop the proprietary Boom Symphony engine. So what do you think about the Boom overture concept? I'm like 90% sure we will one day be able to actually see this plane fly. After all, the United States has invested in it to make a Air Force One, so it might just happen. The question is when? How old will we all be? So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night. And special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters, Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, that dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijutsu Finer, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New York. You've got beautiful names.